All right, we are taking the four-wheeler out and going to where the beehives are because we're going to check them and also grab a couple of, what are they called, frames? Frames to get some honey. We have to come out and feed and water the chickens before we can go get some honey. Here's our little chicken tractor with our birds that are going to be dispatched very soon. They probably already should have been dispatched, eh? They look great. Cornish cross. They're going crazy.
That's because I had them fasting because we were going to butcher them.
Oh. So you didn't feed them this morning?
Right.
Because we were going to butcher them and now we're not.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow. Alright, well, they'll sleep with full bellies and they'll be happy. Okay, off to the bees. They are very busy on this hive. Okay, I'm gonna stay back while you... We're just taking a couple of frames, just like maybe 2 frames. This first one right here, that one right there, we think has died. There's no activity with that one. We had 3 hives going. That one's doing okay, but not as healthy as this one here. So this hive down here is full of hornets and they're really aggressive.
They're actually not going to be able to, that won't lock them in.
He's trying to lock them in because he can see where they're going in and out.
It won't because the bottom is open.
Oh.
So they'll just come out the bottom.
Maybe just not mess with them at all.
Yeah, we're just going to have to get some bug spray.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so now he's gonna get some frames out of there. We have the smoker here and some clean frames here to replace what we take.
Okay.
We can't find the brush to brush the bees off the frame, and so he's living on the edge, and he's just gonna pull a frame and see what happens. I'm standing very far away right now, so I don't know if you could see the bees just flying all around him from this far away, but he's got his bee suit on. How does it look?
About 3/4 of the way full. I mean, we really should be letting it wait.
What about the lower ones? Did you get most of them away?
What?
Did you get most of the bees off?
Yeah.
Okay, we got one frame. We're running about 3 weeks behind because it was so cold and it took so long for the flowers to come out. So this frame is only about 3/4 of the way done and capped. So we're gonna get it processed anyway because we took it out. Normally we wouldn't scrape all of the honey and the comb off of that. We'd just open up the cells and let it drain, but
We have a spinner.
we have a spinner, but with this just first one that we're doing, we're just gonna save the comb, and they have tons more out there. So we're gonna let this drain.
I'm just gonna let this sit like this.
Yeah. Okay, one jar. Filled up an entire jar. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, now that we have some honey, I have a recipe I want to try. This comes from the Homesteading Family. They have a YouTube channel and they also have a website. And this is a fruit leather recipe. And it actually calls for Pomona's pectin. And so usually when I make fruit leather, it's kind of hard and not great. Let me show you. This is the last fruit leather that I made, and I made it last year, and it's fine, but it's just not great. And I saw a video of her making this fruit leather with the Pomona's pectin, and so I'm gonna do it since we have so many strawberries. Now her recipe actually calls for white grape juice concentrate, but I'm gonna use honey instead, and I'm gonna actually half that that amount there, and it should work out really well. So I'm excited to try this. Okay, all the strawberries are cleaned and they are chopped up, and so now I'm going to blend them because we need it to be in a puree. We have it all blended now, and this is calcium water that you have to use when you use the Pomona's pectin. So I need to put 4 teaspoons of calcium water in here, and then it's going to go on the stove to simmer until it gets warm. Well, until it simmers, I guess. Now, while that's on the stove starting to simmer, I'm going to measure out a cup of honey and then 4 teaspoons of the Pomona's and mix that together. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. It might not work well, but we'll try it here. There we go. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Got some honey on the edge there. And some dogs barking in the back. Exactly 4 teaspoons of the pectin left. So I add that to the honey here. I'm gonna mix it all up. And then after the strawberry mixture simmers, I will add that to it and mix it really well for a little while, and then get the trays ready for the dehydrator. Okay, the mixture is all ready, and I've got 3 silicone mats that I'm going to pour the stuff onto and stick it in the dehydrator. Or I have 3 mats. I have a 4th one. We'll see if I need to do a 4th one or not here in just a minute after I get these poured on. So let's see how this goes. This is very liquidy. I don't know how much to pour on. We'll do that much and see what happens. I'll spread it out with a spatula. Also, I think I need more spatulas in my life. Got chunks of strawberry in there. That's gonna be really yummy, actually. I think I'm gonna need more on here. I don't want it too thin, but I also don't want it too thick. So yeah, I'm gonna pour some more on here and then get the other trays loaded. Okay, so we have our dehydrator out on the front porch because we were doing garlic scapes and it was smelling up the whole house. So ended up, I had 5 trays in there. I'm gonna put it on 130. I'm just gonna do what my dehydrator says here, which is 130 for 8 hours, and then I'll check it and see where it's at. So I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. It has been 8 hours and I just pulled it out and it is like so perfect. I already cut a sheet of it and tasted it and it's so good. So that was a total success, and I'll be using a lot more of our strawberries to make more of that. So thanks for coming along on this adventure.